John Cena appeared on video and introduced the tournament, the 16-man tournament. See, they can do 16 people in a tournament. Told you someone could make it happen. And these 16 men are going to vie for the chance to be John Cena's final opponent at Saturday night's main event on the 13th of December in Washington, D.C. Jeremy, I will say this off the hilt. I think that the voiceover bits from that John Cena set, I think they were AI. I feel like they were AI. Just the way I felt, just the way it sounded a little robotic. Which again is also like John Cena is a robot. He is an automaton. I get it. Something just felt weird about it. But he said people from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, people who don't even work here yet, they're all going to vie for a chance to face John Cena. Brackets get revealed on the Monday Night Raw in Boston. I think that's next Monday, November the 10th.
Yeah. Are they revealing the brackets? It starts next Monday. I didn't know if they're like doing a full bracket reveal.
Honestly, if they do a full bracket reveal tonight, I would love that. And then start it next week so that people can start getting on their little bracketology and talk about why Gunther's going to win. But, I don't hate it. There are certain people that I'm excited. The internet obviously went into there's a chance we see Edge. When in reality, a lot of people forgot that there is a TNA partnership as well. And Tuplea. So see ya, Joe Hendry. You get your chance. Say his name and he'll walk in a trash can pushed by Thea Hale.
Yeah, I think Joe Hendry will be in it. I think he'll lose in the first round pretty quickly. I tweeted like I think he's gonna lose to Sheamus very quickly.
What if he makes it all the way to Gunther and gets squashed by Gunther in the final?
They're not having Joe Hendry win that many matches.
No, they're not.
Like maybe if he faces I don't know, some AAA talent in the first round, like maybe he gets that victory, but he ain't beating anybody of importance.
It should be him and Cardona. Cardona should beat him. I know I've seen other people talk about bringing in Matt Cardona for this. Yeah, he should be. He works with TNA and he's been on NXT recently. There's obviously a history and a friendship with John Cena. Matt Cardona should absolutely be given the chance to have this match. Miz is another one that, love him or hate him. He has had a full storyline with John Cena over the years. So he should be there 100%.
Yeah, I think you have to put I think I would put Cardona there. I would put Miz in there. I know Brooks Jensen tweeted of like, I'm going to get my revenge for my dad. His dad's Bull Buchanan, who is B2 with John Cena. I think he should be in the tournament, honestly. Like, I don't expect him to win or anything, but I think it's a fun little nod that they can be in the tournament. And, we'll see if they are. I don't know if Brooks Jensen is going to be in the tournament or anything. But
it's 16. You could do 16 with him.
You could do what?
You can do a 16-man tournament and have him in.
Yeah, you can put him in there. Like again, I think he should be, but I don't know if he will be, honestly. Oba, I think Oba makes sense if he's going to win. I would not do Oba just to like lose this tournament. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If Oba is going to win, maybe if he gets to the finals, loses to Gunther or somebody like that, then okay, I can kind of understand it. But I would rather, if you're going to put Oba in this thing, he wins this thing, because that's how, again, this is how you make people on here. Putting Oba to the finals and then losing to Gunther kind of helps Oba, but maybe not if like nothing else happens to that or nothing else comes of that. Like, I wouldn't mind Corbin in the tournament. I wouldn't mind Carlito in the tournament. Like, I like these names. What?
I don't think you'll get current MLW tag team champion Bishop Tyre in the tournament.
I don't think so either, but like, I wouldn't mind this stuff because there's history there.
Yes, so it would be nice.
And I think you need some of that. Like, you need some of the history people, and then you need some of the people who need to like step up and like make somebody off of this. And hopefully they have a good mix of that. We shall see. My overall comment, though, I think this is lazy. I think doing a tournament for John Cena's last opponent is just lazy. You've had all year to figure this out. You knew from July of last year that December of this year would be John Cena's last match. You have had all year to come up with a story or some type of hook or anything for John Cena's last match and how you get there and who it's against. And 1 month before, you are saying, we're going to do a tournament. I think it's lazy.
So that's what's interesting is I haven't thought about this, and I think I agree with you only because John Cena as a performer, there's always been a story for Cena. There's always been a reason to fight John Cena, whether it's a title or the USA, which sure shit don't want to do right now, some reason to want to fight John Cena. This is not a reason to fight. The reason to fight John Cena is not to fight John Cena. It is because you want to beat John Cena. So, I mean, you can tell the story of it's a tournament to go and beat the guy that you can't beat, but the guy only is unbeatable because he's been Super Cena.
He's lost already. He lost 2 matches ago.
And that's the thing. He has lost recently with Lesnar. So if he was on a tear all through 2025 and the retirement year culminates with him being undefeated this year in singles competition, now someone's got to take it down, then yeah, you're in a totally different situation and you can do a tournament and it looks cool. Now you're just trying to face old John Cena and be like, who's hungry enough to be my last challenger? And you're right. It's quite lazy. Whereas typically someone would step to John Cena, like John Cena stepped to Kurt Angle back in the day, and they would do some sort of story of the young pup or the up and comer beating the veteran, beating the guy who's on his way out. There should be a bigger story. The tournament you can build a story through the tournament, but the tournament won't be about facing John Cena. It'll be about beating other people to get the opportunity to face John Cena. And that is a different story than the one you should be telling when you have arguably the most popular wrestler of the last 25 years about to retire saying, oh, I'm only going to face the best, but the best have to fight everyone else to get to me. You could do better. I agree with you on that.
John Cena has 4 dates left. Everybody, 4. Next week in Boston. That's when the tournament starts. So we're going to get a John Cena promo where he is like, oh, can't wait to see who steps up. And I want to give an opportunity to somebody like I got. And I look forward to watching how this tournament unfolds and blah, 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 blah. Then the following week at MSG, the tournament will be continuing at that point. It's not going to conclude in a week. So maybe you get a similar promo, maybe as a match, maybe you do something. I know the rumor is Dominic, so maybe Dominic comes to him and steps up and is like, hey, face me at Survivor Series. Okay, cool. You do the Survivor Series match against Dominic, maybe he wins the Intercontinental title. And then you have the last match as the last opponent. There is no build for that. There is no John Cena promo against his last opponent because he's not on television. After that, by the time this tournament concludes, which might be at Survivor Series, mind you, John Cena will have 0 appearances left before his actual last match. So you can't do anything to build the last match between him and his opponent. You can't do any type of face-to-face promo to build that up. You can give promo time to the guy who wins the tournament. Maybe Cena, I don't know if he's going to send in a video for something like this, but it's not going to be a live appearance. There's no actual build to the match. It is just, hey, it's John Cena's last match. This person won a tournament. Maybe John Cena is the Intercontinental Champion. Maybe he's not, but that's it. That's the build. That is lazy for the guy who has built his entire career doing various promos, whether he's cutting down talent and fine speeching them or building them up in some type of way. John Cena is a promo guy first. He's improved in the ring. He got much better in the ring. He's had some classic matches. John Cena is a story promo guy, and you've completely taken away any type of story and any type of promo for his last match. It's lazy.
By the way, Nick Nemeth is another name that I would add to the pile.
That's fine. I wouldn't mind Nemeth being part of the tournament. That's okay. I don't mind any of this.
You think they call him Dolph Ziggler at this point?
Yeah, they would call him Ziggler. Yeah, they 100% would. Yeah.
They called him Matt Cardona for when his appearances in NXT. That's why I'm a little like, yeah.
Cardona's been out a little bit longer and has kind of like really reinvented himself from Zack Ryder. Nick Nimitz is just kind of Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler. He's just Dolph Ziggler in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I you know what, you get no pushback from me because I agree. Like I said, and like you reiterated, it's a story that's not being told as a story. It's being told in a tournament that doesn't involve John Cena, and listen, John Cena may not be available for these events, but AI John Cena certainly might be. I wish they would just cut a bunch of stuff in the back, just film a bunch of stuff and air it week to week and pretend like he's there and at least do a build, but it doesn't feel like they're going to do it. And to a certain degree, I understand this, but I don't like this argument. Why would you tape all the stuff in the back and show it to us when we think he's in the arena and not put him in front of the live crowd? That's one pushback. However, that is 15,000 people getting upset versus the potential of how many people are watching on Netflix? Not 1.4 million weekly?
No, like 2.4. Pretty sure it's
2.4. Sorry, it's 2.4. Yeah. I was saying SmackDown is usually in the ones, and Raw's in the 2.4. So anyway, I would take the 2.4 million who are watching at home being like, oh, John Cena, versus the 15,000 who are like, why don't you put John Cena in front of us and outside? A pre-tape. Just have a pre-tape. You can do it. It would be okay. So
like the pre-tape makes sense, except I don't know if Cena wants to do any type of pre-tape like that, because he has said he has this many appearances left. I know like the pre-tape doesn't like fully count as an appearance, but I could see Cena being like, no, I'm not going to do a pre-tape. I'm showing up when I'm showing up. Should it be differently? Yes. But at the same time, you've had all year to prepare for this. You should have done better in your preparation for all of this, to where we aren't even having this discussion of let's do John Cena in a pre-tape thing. But I don't know if he can do a pre-tape, at least as far as the arena goes. Like, what's he gonna do? Send in a pre-tape from whatever movie set he's on? That's honestly kind of lame.
Well, where did he do that? That sit down was with what's his face from Fox Sports. It was an interview.
Oh, Tessitore?
No. Someone Rob.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it wasn't Tessitore. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Someone in the chat.
I don't know where they did that. They could have done that. They could have done that a few weeks ago. They could have done that in Perth, for all we know. Like, I don't know when they did all that. He could have visited him on the movie set that he was on. Rinaldi.
Thank you.
Tom. Yeah. I don't know where he did all of that from, but if he's at the arena, just go to the ring. I don't care about this pre-tape stuff. If he's actually at the arena, then put him in front of a live audience. Who cares about, he only has 4 appearances left? No. Put him out there in front of a live audience.
I am curious if this is like a insurance thing, but then it would be just don't get physical. Or maybe it's like he could break his ankle, walk into the ring. I do wonder if there is a bit of conversation there, which again, I don't love it, but if that's what it is, I'm curious.
I don't want him to do anything physical in this. I want John Cena. Let's say it's Gunther who wins the tournament. Let's say the tournament ends at Survivor Series. I feel like that's a logical conclusion for where this tournament could end based on it starting next week. Again, there's no dates left between Survivor Series and his last match for John Cena appearing. There's no dates left. I don't want him getting physical between that. What I do want is an in-ring promo between Gunther and John Cena. That is what I do want. But they're not going to be able to do that. And a pre-tape's not going to hit the same. Because John Cena pre-tape, fine. But a pre-tape ain't hitting the same as John Cena in front of that audience where they are hyping him up and he can look the dude in the eyes, and you have that whole atmosphere, especially if you know it's John Cena's effectively last in-ring promo. That's the crack right there with Cena, and he fine speeches Gunther with everything. That's what we need out here, but you're not going to get that.
No, you're not, and it's frustrating. Someone in the chat mentioning Cena announced the retirement back at Money in the Bank in 2024, and they talked about, we've got plans, and he's got X amount of days, or he's going to be here, and apparently the plan was, no, we don't have a plan, or it was, Dwayne showed up, and we listened to Dwayne again.
Look, Dwayne tanked a lot of stuff.
Allegedly.
We all watched Unreal. I mean, maybe people didn't, but I did. We know Dwayne changed some stuff around on there. he's not forgiven for these sins with everything. He is a culprit in all of this. At the same time, they followed through with a lot of stuff that they didn't need to follow through with, and they still didn't have a great plan coming off of the heel turn. If they knew, and Dwayne could be lying about this, but he said after Elimination Chamber, I'm going to take a step back. I'm not going to do anything. Like, this is about Cena, blah, blah, blah. If they knew that, then they had all that time to figure out what to do. And their grand idea was, let's put our faith in Travis Scott doing a match at Money in the Bank. And that's why we're going to do Travis Scott helping John Cena win this thing. No, stop it. Do not do. You didn't follow through with any of your stuff. You just didn't. Yeah, they didn't have a plan. And okay, Dwayne might have tanked some stuff. They couldn't. They proved that they couldn't pivot well enough to do what they did with his heel turn. This run has been awful, and I will argue that we've talked about WWE being down this year and just doesn't feel as hot as it was certainly last year when, in case you're living under a rock, WWE's on fire right now. It just doesn't feel like that right now. I will argue that Cena's last run is a big reason why. Because they had money, literal money, in the palm of their hand with John Cena's last run. 36 dates. Plan this shit out. And they just tossed it into the fire. They say, it's gonna do stuff. Oh, R-Truth match. Oh, teaming with Logan Paul, not facing Logan Paul. That's cute. A CM Punk match in Saudi for everybody. That's really cute. Just tossed it into the fire. And people saw this and they're like, you fucked up John Cena's last year. You fucked up the last year of the biggest star in the last 2 decades. Arguably, not even arguably, one of the biggest stars in wrestling history, one of the biggest stars in the world, mind you, not just wrestling, in the world. John Cena is transcended wrestling, and you fucked up his final year, and people are just like, you know what? Why should we care about this? If you can't get it right with John Cena in his last year, why do we care about this week-to-week stuff? And I don't blame him, because I'm feeling the same way.
Very, very big fan of Triple H going after your internet as you cut that promo. But you were fine.
Did he? It was clean on my end.
You're mostly audible. It was fine. He just had a couple of robot moments, and I was like, oh, Paul's attacking him again. I knew it. Yeah. Again, you'll hear no pushback from me on the Cena stuff because it wasn't done right. And that's why for his last opponent, as you have mentioned, and I will say it should be Travis Scott. Should be doing Travis Scott.
I think that'd be hilarious. At least you follow through on something there. I don't know how Travis Scott's going to win this tournament, but whatever. He can just come out and be like, I'm the hardcore Travis Scott champion, so just give me the match and make whoever look like a bitch and be like, you know what, Travis Scott, you deserve this match because you were WrestleMania.
No. Come on. You do the entire tournament. Take Gunther out. That's fine. We're going to save Gunther. We're going to leave him away from this. Okay. Dude, hear me out. Joe Hendry is going to win the entire tournament. He's going to get his John Cena match, but he gets it, and it's a minute. It did not even a minute. It's like a 30-second, gets the 5 moves of doom, boom. And then later on, Joe Hendry's going to be like, I'm so happy I got to have his last match. I'm so excited. And it's fine. Because then John Cena's going to get the mic and be like, this is not how I want to go out. Travis Scott, you piece of shit. I know you're in the building. Get out here. And then it's Travis Scott versus John Cena. And they put on a 20-minute banger. Okay. I don't know how. I don't know where. Somehow
he's got to do the work of his career here.
John Cena giving the most amazing show, the most amazing performance that a retiring wrestler could do, the most incredible match you've ever seen in your lifetime. John Cena and Travis Scott pull out a 5-star affair. Even Big Dave Meltzer is just like, oh shit, this was really good. Better than I thought it would be. 5.5 stars. He breaks the scale for these guys again. That's what you get. John Cena, Travis Scott. and it's the match we always wanted from the opponents we always needed.
I don't mind portions of this. I don't hate portions of this. I do like the whole Travis Scott 20-minute match. That's good stuff. I do like that. I'm gonna change things a little bit here. Okay. All right, fine. Joe Hendry wins this tournament because that's dumb as hell, but I respect how dumb it is. Joe Hendry wins this tournament. And then John Cena, I get John Cena have to make his entrance first, which I don't love, but whatever. Maybe he doesn't have to. Nah, John Cena makes his entrance first. You know, then he can soak in the adulation from the crowd and everything and all that fun stuff. And then it goes, say his name and he fiend, 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 fiend.
You're hurting my ears.
We don't get the John Cena Joe Hendry match. Joe Hendry does not appear. Travis Scott just walks out, and then you just do the Travis Scott John Cena match. That's it.
Someone at Twitch, by the way, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. His internet was too good for those fiends. Travis Scott propping up your internet, gave you that Google 5 for a minute.
That's how I would book this whole thing.
And the thing is, Joe Hendry would just be like, I was just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. Then Joe Hendry is in his chair and is like, I won the tournament to have John Cena's last match. And I people are going to remember that. I'm like, no one's going to remember anything. So
yeah, he's sitting in that corner chair. Carlos Silva, just like I taught you. That's right. There's plenty more over on Fightful Overbooked. Click that subscribe button, tap that bell, get your notifications. And while you're at it, like the videos, interact with them, say some stuff. We want to hear from you. While you're at it, join us every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern live for In the Weeds. You might like it.